it's over. I wanna hold you so tight.
Hey everyone, you welcome back to my channel. I am Oma, and in this channel I share creative tutorials. In today's video I'll be teaching you all how to crochet this particular shrug, bolero, or mesh sleeves, whatever you call it. Click the subscribe button and let's get started. Okay, for this tutorial I'll be working with the 4.5 mm, 5.0 mm and 5.5 mm just as shown, some stitch markers, measuring tape, a pair of scissors, and of course my yarns. And now to make this shrug, you're going to be needing your bust measurement, which mine is 36. So for the front panel, you'll be working with 18. To begin, double your strands just as shown, insert your hook and try and make a slip knot. Okay, now chain up a total of 68 chains. That's for the front panel, of which measures 18 inches. Okay, confirm that that is half of your total bust measurement, which is 36 for mine. However, you should be ending with an even number while counting your foundation chain. Now chain up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Confirm that we are counting correctly. Okay, 3, 4, 5. So we already have 5 here. We're going to chain the last one, 6, just like this, and I'm going to insert the stitch marker on that very first chain space. Okay, and right now I'm going to yarn over and make a double crochet stitch on the 4th chain space before the stitch marker. Okay, and make a double crochet. So right now, that first 2 chain spaces after the stitch marker serves as a double crochet, while the third one is a join stitch and the remaining 3 are skipped chain spaces. Now chain up 3 and yarn over, make a double crochet stitch on the next 4th chain space. Afterward, chain up 3 again, 2, 3, and make a double crochet on the next 4th chain space. So guys, basically this is the pattern which we are going to be working all along this row. So I'll just keep doing this and I'll meet you guys towards the end of the row and I'll show us what we should do. So now we are almost at the end of the row and we are making our second to the last double crochet just as shown, then chain up 3 just like this, and then make your last double crochet stitch on the 4th chain space, which is the last chain space right here. So make your double crochet and on that 68th chain space there, and that's it. So that's the end of this row. For the next row, chain up 6 just as shown and flip your work over. The first 2 chain space serves as a double crochet, the third one a joint stitch, the last 3 skipped chain spaces. And now I'm going to yarn over and make a double crochet on this particular space here, and then chain up 3 again just as shown, yarn over and make a double crochet on that straight line. And the next one, chain up 3 again, double crochet on the chain space. So that's basically the pattern for this row 2. Okay, so I'll meet you guys at the end. And I'm almost approaching the end. Chain up the last 3 and then yarn over and make a double crochet on the 4th chain space. Okay, So carefully insert your hook on that fourth chain space right there and make a double crochet stitch just as shown. So on the row 3 we are going to chain up 6 just as before. Now I'm going to place my stitch marker on the third chain space, which is that joint stitch right here. Yeah, I'm going to mark this stitch. Now flip your work over to the other side, yarn over and make a double crochet stitch on the straight chain space just like this. So right now this is what our project is looking like, as you can see. So you're going to be maintaining the same pattern and keep working your front panel, and I'll meet you guys when I'm done with my desired length of the front panel, and I'll show us what to do next. And so guys, this is how far we have worked. This is my front panel completed here. I worked a total of 15 rows excluding the foundation row. Okay, and altogether the front panel measures 8 inches. Okay, measures 8 inches when stretched, so you have to place that correctly when checking that out. Yeah, so guys, while playing this video, I'm sure you must have come across some ads playing on my channel. Please do not skip these ads, and please like my video as a way of supporting my channel and my effort here. Okay, and right now I'm going to mark 4 boxes from the edges of this front panel. As you can see, I'm inserting the stitch markers after the 4th boxes. This is to help me mark the shoulder of the new panel which we are about to work on. So right now we are going to chain up 6. So that's it here. 6. Flip your work over to the other side and then roll your yarn over your finger, yarn over and make a double crochet stitch. Chain up 3 and make a double crochet stitch on the next 4th chain space. Chain up 3, make another double crochet stitch on the next 4th chain space just as shown. Chain up 3 and make the last double crochet stitch on that red stitch marker. So take that out and make your last double crochet stitch right there. So guys, this is the shoulder of the next panel. Okay, the next panel is going to come in on the next row, so I'm just going to chain up 1 and then cut off the yarn over here. Yeah, just snap that out and then pull my strands and make sure the stuffs are secured. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing over to the other side, starting from where the stitch marker is. So I'm going to work from this point right now. I will insert the strand, chain up 6. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing over to this other part of the shoulder, and when I'm done with that I'll meet you guys at the end. And that's it. So guys, now that we have exactly the same thing on both sides, I'm going to start working on the back panel of the shrug. Okay, so right now we are going to chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I will flip um my work over to the other side just like this, roll my yarn over my finger, yarn over and make a double crochet stitch on the 4th chain space just as shown. Chain up 3 again, work the same double crochet onto the next 4th chain space, chain up 3 again, work another double crochet onto the 4th chain space, chain up 3 again another double crochet on the fourth chain space right here. Okay, yeah, so that's it. So right now that we have gotten to the end, what we are going to be doing now is to chain up as much as possible onto the other side of the shoulder. Okay, so you're going to be counting your chain spaces from here to here, and that is a total of 39 chain spaces. Okay, so chain up 39 from here. Right now I'm going to chain up to 39, and I'll meet you guys when I get to the end of that before we insert onto the next part of the shoulder. And right now I'm done chaining 39, so I'm going to insert my hook over to the other side of the shoulder and make a double crochet stitch. Okay, so carefully do that. I'm going to chain up 3 again, yarn over, and make a double crochet stitch on the next fourth chain space. Yeah, just like that. So that's it, guys. I'm going to keep repeating this pattern till I get to the end of this row, and when I get to the end, I'll meet you guys and show us what next to do. And now I'm almost at the end of that particular row, so I'm just going to make the last double crochet at the end there, and that's the end of that row. So right now, as you can see, I have made the foundation row for the back panel. So we'll start working on the back panel right now. So chain up 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flip your work over to the other side, yarn over, and then make a double crochet stitch on the fourth chain space right here. Chain 3 and make another double crochet on the fourth chain space. Chain 3, another double crochet on the fourth chain space. Chain 3, another double crochet on the fourth chain space. So guys, from now we're going to be chaining up 3, just like we've been doing since. So 1, 2, 3, yarn over and make a double crochet stitch on the fourth chain space along that row, just like this. Chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and yarn over, double crochet on the fourth chain space along this row. So guys, basically that is the pattern for this second row of the back panel. So we'll just keep doing this until you get to the end of the row. So basically that's the pattern which you're going to be doing, just as we did in the front panel. So keep doing this, and I will meet you when you have completed your desired length. What you have on the front panel is what you should be having in the back panel as well, which is 15 rows of the mesh. So guys, I have just completed the back panel, and this is what we have right here, both front and back panel completed. Now turn your work over to the wrong side and make sure you are working on the wrong side of the crochet piece. Okay, so right now I'm going to fold my front and back panel on the wrong side, and I am going to measure out my arm length or armhole. So I'm taking 8 inches. Okay, so then I will start by joining the two sides together, two boxes. So take out the stitch marker carefully and then start making a slip stitch from the ends of the two arms. Okay, so I'm going to insert my new yarn carefully, just as shown. Chain up 1. Okay, secure the ends together, then start making your slip stitches. Slip stitch the two panels together. Okay, the two panels together. I'm going to slip stitch from here to the end of the second box. I'm just taking two boxes. Okay, so carefully take from here, chain to chain, and make that slip stitch neatly just as shown. So that's how I'm going to be working my slip stitch gradually. Secure the two panels together along this armhole. Okay, that's another slip stitch. Okay, so I'm almost getting to the end of the second box just as shown. Slip stitch, then on that joint stitch make your last slip stitch with the second panel, and that's it. So now for the sleeves, I'm going to chain up three. One, two, three, which serves as a triple crochet. Then chain two, one, two, then yarn over and make a treble crochet stitch on the next third chain space. So now pull through one, pull through two, and pull through the last two. That's how to make a treble crochet stitch. So I'm going to place my stitch marker on the third chain space right here. Okay, that's going to be a joint stitch. So now I'm going to chain up two, one, two, then yarn over and make a treble crochet stitch on the third chain space right here. One, two, and then the last two. Then chain two and make another treble crochet stitch on the third chain space, just like this. So guys, that's what I'm going to be doing until the end of the row. So basically, if you noticed, I'm doing this kind of stitch in order to match what I did on the front and back panel. If you noticed, the front panel was a chain three double crochet. So now on the sleeve end, I'm trying to turn that chain three into a treble crochet, while the chain two a double crochet on my sleeve side. So that's what you should be doing. Okay, and now that we've gotten to the end, we are going to make a slip stitch on that third chain space, just like this, and that's the end of this particular row for the sleeve. So for the second row, we are going to chain up five, one, two, three, four, five. So the first three, serves as a treble crochet. The last two serves as your chain two space. Okay, so you can insert your stitch marker on the third chain space to remind you that that is your joint stitch. So now yarn over and make a treble crochet stitch on that next third chain space along the row. Then chain two, one, two, yarn over and make a treble crochet on the next third chain space. So basically, this is exactly what you did in the first row. You also repeat that till the end of this row. So keep doing this until you hit 6 rows of this particular pattern using your 4.5 mm hook. So guys, we have just completed 6 rows of that, and this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and here's the stitch marker showing that that's where I stopped. So I'm just going to finish up that row so I can start working on the 7th row. Okay, so on the 7th row, let's make a slip stitch first to end that row. And now from the 7th row, I'll be working with my 5.0 mm hook from here. Okay, so now chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over and make a treble crochet stitch on that next third chain space, just as before. chain up 2 again, make a treble crochet stitch on the next third chain space, chain 2 again, make a treble crochet. So guys, this is the pattern from this row 7 to row 18. Okay, so keep doing that and I will meet you at the end. And we've just completed that, guys. You can see the stitch markers indicating that we've worked 12 rows in total from 7 to 18. Okay, and I'll be placing my red stitch marker on that row 18 to mark the end of that. So guys, from rows 19 to rows 36, I will be working with my 5.5 mm hook just as shown. Okay, so let's get started. And right here I am done with that. So I worked from rows 19 to 36, which is a total of 18 rows. Okay, I want my sleeves to be longer than my wrist. If we measure that with our measuring tape, we'll be having a total of 22 inches, just as shown. The full sleeve is 22 inches because I want it to be longer than my wrist. I want it to be oversized. So if that's what you want, you can follow me or you can just make a little reduction. Okay, so exactly what we did on this sleeve, we'll be doing that over to the other side of the sleeves. So guys, go ahead and seal 2 boxes from the arm, then chain up 5 and then start working your normal sleeves just as we did. So guys, I just went ahead to do exactly the same thing over to the other sleeve, and that's exactly what we have here. The sleeve is kind of triangular in a way, and when you stretch you see that what we have on the front panel is what we have on the sleeve. I hope you get that. I'm glad you've seen the effort I've put into making this tutorial you asked for, so please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button below. And finally, this is what my finished shrug looks like, and these are the sleeves. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and join the family. Subscribe. Okay, do well to follow me up on Instagram at @oma_crochets. I cannot wait to see what your finished product looks like. Do well to tag me when you post what your finished shrug looks like. I also sell this on Instagram at oma_crochet. You can actually patronize me, and yeah, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.